Yo, today I just feel so grateful. I just want to start by saying thank you so much. I just started this YouTube like a month ago and it is going good. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you. So today started with some kind of frustration as I needed some papers from South Africa and I needed it quite quickly actually for my visa here in China. And as I heard that I needed these papers as soon as possible, I know South Africa, they're not the fastest country in the world, and yeah, my nerves were just really high. So finally my papers, everything got approved and it got sent out, and I was supposed to be here within like 4 days and it wasn't here, so I sent an email out asking where it is. You wouldn't believe it, the van got stolen. You wouldn't believe it, but I believe it. Like, I am not surprised. I was just like, seriously. And I really just thought to myself, like, why would I ever live in a country like that? Or actually, I just appreciated my life so much more in China. So my papers finally arrived and I'm so happy and I'm so thankful, and I would honestly just never put myself through that again. So anyway, if you're new here, 你好, I'm Lizzie. 小吴好，我是 Lizzie， 我爱死了中国。So yeah, as I said, that van store really got me going, and I just thought about like how good is my life really here in China. So today I just want to talk about how free I've been since I've been living here in China. So obviously freedom means different things to different people, right? But let me know after this video, because I'm pretty sure my freedom is gonna be exactly the same as your kind of freedom if you come here. Like after this whole story with the van and also with a lot of other things, I'm really trying to get my family to come to China in terms of safety, salary, things just being cheap and so convenient here, especially for my mom, to be able to walk around here. In South Africa, it's so dangerous. Like I see all these Chinese mamas dancing and I'm just like, yo, I wish my mom can come here and do something like that. Like it just looks so fun and I think it's so healthy and so refreshing. And the biggest thing for me is they are not afraid. Like they are just enjoying their time. They don't even think about things like, whether they should maybe be afraid. And I think with the US, with the shootings, it's just getting worse and worse. And it just makes me appreciate my life so much more in a country like China. Like, fun fact, did you know that there are more guns in the US than there are people? Like, it is crazy. Like, for example, another thing here in China, if I want to drink a beer in the middle of the day, I'm having my off day and I'm with my friends, I can do that. Yes. Like, I never thought that is something that I needed, but wow, that is an amazing feeling. Like, if you feel it, to just go down to the convenience store, buy a beer and go for a walk. And to think about, in the US, there is no way you can even walk around with a can of beer in public, but you can carry a gun and kill people whenever you feel like it. Like here in China, there are no guns allowed. There are no homicides, there are no gun crimes. When I walk in the middle of the night, because sometimes when I can't sleep, I like to go for a walk, put some music in my ears. I don't need to look over my shoulder every now and then to make sure no one is following me, or, like in the US, if you walk into a bad neighborhood, you'll probably get shot. Like here in China, there are no bad neighborhoods, for example. Like that kind of safety, I understand if you live in the US or if you live in more dangerous countries. Yeah, there are some good things as well. Like, I don't think you actually know how it feels to just be safe and feel safe and go for a walk whenever you want. Like, look at my phone. My phone is literally like here on the stand taking a video. I have no fear of a Chinese person walking past me, grabbing it and running. No way. Like in the subway systems, you get your chargers where you just put your phone, you can leave it there, maybe even take a nap. Like, where in your life or where in the world can you see stuff like that? Like right now, it's in the middle of the day, walking in this beautiful park, and I'm really grateful for the life here. And I think for me, the biggest thing as a woman is safety. Like there will be so many women at night when I go for a walk that they're also walking with their baby around, just taking a stroll. You just can't see that anywhere else. Like again, talking about the beer freedom, like that is sometimes defined by what you call an open container law, which means, not being able to walk around with an open container of alcohol. And in the US, you only get that in Las Vegas. And here in China, you can just do it whenever or wherever you want and have no fear of the police, throwing you in jail or treating you like a criminal. I think for a lot of my foreign friends who come to China, they can't believe it until they actually get here. And that's something that you don't really see the Chinese doing. The Chinese, wow, I have to think really hard if I even have ever seen a Chinese people drink in public. It's not really part of their culture. But again, for a foreigner coming to China and being able to do that, that is next level of freedom for them. That is like heaven on earth. That's how it's supposed to be. And like probably some of you would say, oh yeah, but what about the drinking and driving in a lot of other countries? The police aren't that bad as in China. Like that is something that I completely agree with. If you're walking around, of course it's okay to, drink a beer, but the police is controlling the drinking and driving. Like there's been so many times where I was out at a club and I'm going home with a Didi and there are police 2-3 o'clock, everyone having to take the breath test. So I think that is how it's supposed to be. Like so much freedom to walk around, drink beer, but not that much freedom to put other people's life in danger by drinking and driving. No better system than that. Like murders, rape. In my life here in China or before, I have never heard about stuff like that. Murders in China? Come on, are you serious? Rapes? Like, it is actually so sad that it is becoming a norm in other countries. And here in China, you never even hear of things like that. Right now, geez, these kids are playing basketball. Kids in China really enjoy their basketball. Isn't this the kind of life that you would want for yourself, for your kids, for your family? To value your life, to see a future. That is exactly something that I would do. Like, look, they're just sitting here, relaxing. They have no fear of who's passing them. Like, just this amazing feeling to have the freedom to live, to be who you are, to go around and not be scared for your life or your kid's life. Or a big thing is to not look at what time is it. Like, can I go outside now? Is it dangerous? Where can I go? Again, it's not me bragging about my life. It's just I've never even known safety like this since I came to China. Like the kind of freedom you have to just go for a walk and not think about stuff like that. It's amazing. Look here. Like I'm literally alone, just walking in the street. I have no fear. I'm just enjoying my time. It is a beautiful day. Look at these flowers. And like e-bikes, for example. Like I'm gonna show you now. I'm gonna pass the e-bike because I just see a random e-bike standing there. Like I don't lock my e-bike. No way. Like you just stop your e-bike anywhere. You know it will be the next morning. So many times I have forgotten my keys in my e-bike outside when I went back to my apartment, and I came back the next morning. Maybe that's a little bit risky, but I'm serious. I forgot it, and I went down the next morning, and my e-bike has been with me for 4 years. I actually just bought a new one. Yeah, it's those small things, just make you appreciate life more, and just want to get all my friends and family here, even if they don't want to move here, just so they can experience this kind of freedom. Like for example, in South Africa, I can't even go for a walk in the middle of the day. There is no way, nowhere in South Africa that I can go for a walk any time of the day, actually. And here, no matter what time it is, you can go outside. I mean, I've been jogging sometimes 5 o'clock in the mornings. There were nights that I've been out 3, 4 o'clock where I, like to walk home from the bar we always go to. And then, wake up the next morning and see some bad things on the news of a shooting. Yo. Like, I don't know if this is such a good thing that I depend on this that much, but it is so reassuring, the fact that there are cameras everywhere. No matter where I go, there are cameras. No matter what happens, there are cameras. There have been so many situations where something has happened. They go to the police just check on the cameras and you got your guy. Like, to rely on something like that, it definitely, reassures you that if something happens, that they'll catch the guy, they'll find your e-bike or your car or, whatever. Like, some of you might say that is control in a bad way, but how? No, that is safety. That is how it's supposed to be. I wish every country could have that. Look, I'm not hating on my country. I'm not hating on South Africa. It is beautiful there. Living close to the Kruger, seeing all the wild animals. It is amazing, but it is not near as safe as it is here in China. Next, let me talk about the freedom that I have at work. Everyone has to work, right? Everyone is working. And I have been in China for more than 4 years now at the same company. So what I did last year when I re-signed my contract, I negotiated with them a lot that I don't need the office hours anymore because I'm in a training center. So I go to work, for example, at 2 p.m. and then until 6 p.m. I just kind of do my lesson plans, and then my class in the week starts from 6 to 9 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays full days. So I negotiated with them and I was like, I already know the books. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of my time being at work. So of course they deducted my salary a little bit, but I was completely okay with that. So at the moment, I am actually working today and it is 2:30 and I only have to be at work at 5 p.m. So, that kind of freedom, being able to make my YouTube videos or go to a coffee shop, do some work, or actually just have some time to yourself to maybe go to the gym, go for a jog, or actually just explore the city. Because I've lived in Kunming now for more than 3 years, I have not explored even half of it. Like, there is just so much to explore. Being able to have that freedom where you are not stuck to your job, wasting your time, having so much of your own time, it changes your life completely. Your mental health, your physical health, more time to yourself to spend on the things that maybe can grow a future for you, like now my YouTube channel. When I came to China, I was like, I'm never going to be a teacher. There's no way. I'll teach for a year and then I'm going back. And then COVID hit, and COVID was really a blessing for me because it really made me fall even more in love with teaching. So right now I have so much freedom, and then I go to work, I do what I love by teaching my cute babies, and there's really just nothing that I can complain about. A big thing for me is we have 2 days off. So in China, that is very easy to travel because they have speed trains here that go really fast. So Sunday night I can jump on a train because my holidays or my weekends are Mondays and Tuesdays. It is so easy for me to just jump on a train a Sunday night and then come back a Wednesday morning before my classes start again. I have never, since I've been in China, even during COVID, being a foreigner here in China, I have never been restricted to traveling. I have never felt that I am discriminated against by taking speed trains, taking subways. If I didn't have a green code during COVID, I wasn't allowed on the train. The Chinese also weren't. So that was just the same for everyone. Like, being able to feel free to just take my passport, book a ticket and go, that is also something that, for example, in the US you don't have. Like, have you seen the subway systems in the US? It is something that shocked me. No. Like, seeing stuff like that and then coming here and, going in a metro system like China, it is like going from a 1 to a 10 out of 10. So that is really something that I'm also very thankful about. I've traveled to many countries before, and especially in the US, you really do need a car to travel around. If you don't have a car or you can't drive, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to get around, or pretty expensive. Where here in China, you don't need a car. You got your Didis, you got your taxi, you got your metro system, you got your buses, you got your share bikes. Like, yeah, I know how to drive, but I don't even use my license here in China because it is very unnecessary. It is so much more convenient just getting a Didi or getting the subway to the other side of the city. It's so much faster, so much quicker. Another big thing, now that I'm passing the road, makes me think about is politics. Like, everywhere you go, always, especially in the US, like some of your first conversation starters, you know, you talk about politics and how you feel about, you know, Republicans or whatever. I'm not going to get into that. Where here in China, it's kind of motivated to not talk about it. Like, sometimes I would say something and it's not really, you know, funny or appropriate to the Chinese, but they will laugh anyway because I'm a foreigner. What do I know? And to just being able to have that freedom to kind of just talk about stuff that matter, which is not politics at all, you know, like, what do you like to do? What are your values in life? What do you like to do in your free time? That is so much better than talking about politics. Like, here in China, you don't really talk about the president. It is kind of disrespectful in a way. So I love that. I mean, I don't really get into politics, so for me to not know that much about politics and having a conversation with Chinese that I just met, I don't feel any pressure. You're just like so chilled. If someone mentions something, I can ask them. There's no worries. Where, for example, in the US, if you don't really talk about politics or know that much, you're probably, you know, stupid. So, yeah. Like, sometimes, I'm not saying I do it on purpose, but there has been many times that I don't know the rules. For example, some road rules, and then I break the rules a little bit. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm a foreigner, you know, just like big mistakes. Like, I know maybe it sounds ridiculous, but just not having that kind of pressure in a country where you don't understand the signs, where there maybe are no English signs, to really just feel free to be like, okay, if I make a mistake, these people are so kind, they're probably going to help you. Not really going to say anything to you, and if they see you a foreigner, oh, they're probably going to care even less. Like, for me, being a foreigner here in China, these people are kind, but as a foreigner, I sometimes even feel that I get treated better than the Chinese. Like, this country has really been so welcoming to me, and I don't have a lot of complaints about this place. So today I really just wanted to share with you my freedom here in China, how safe I feel, how convenient life is here. And like, if you want to talk about it, the freedom of speech in the US, come on, seriously, freedom of speech. Whenever Donald Trump shares something, whether you know, agree with what he does or not, when he shares how he feels about something, he gets banned off Twitter. Where's the freedom of speech? Don't even comment anything to me about freedom of speech, because I have heard that enough. Nope. Another big thing are protests. Like, there are no protests in China. Every now and then, maybe like in Beijing, there will be some protests about something, or during COVID, yeah, sure, there were some protests. But other than that, protests don't happen here in China. Like, yeah, I understand why people protest. I'm not against protesting, but that has caused so many injuries or so many incidents, big incidents actually, that has happened during protests. And that just doesn't happen here in China. You're not scared when you hear some people shouting that, oh, it's a protest, you better run for your life because they're going to start throwing rocks or something like that. No, protests don't happen here in China. That is just another thing that I don't even have to worry about. Another thing is social media, because I've, you know, got to know some of you very well, and I'm pretty sure you're going to mention social media. Like, where's my freedom with that? Because social media in China is banned, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, stuff like that. in China, they have a lot of their own social media platforms, which is just as good. Like for Facebook or Twitter, like you have your Weibo, you have your Douyin, which is another version of TikTok, you have Youku, you have Bilibili. They have so many good platforms here as well. And by the way, if you're a foreigner and if you didn't know that, you can get a VPN. No, it is not legal, but no one has been put in jail because of a VPN. So no, that is not even a thing that I consider to stop my freedom in China. Like here we got an old woman who can't even walk properly, feeling so free, feeling so safe to just walk around. Do you think she's afraid at all of taking a walk in this beautiful park? No, because this is China. If you haven't been to China and you're watching this, come experience this, because I know you probably, read all the Western media. Oh, I can't say bad words. But all the Western media lies about China. Just come experience this for yourself. As I said, I just woke up so grateful this morning because I'm just so thankful that the stolen van with my papers, I finally got my papers and my visa and everything is just okay. And I was just so thankful for you guys because my YouTube journey hasn't been long, but it's been a success, and it's thanks to you guys. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying the walk with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.